Healthy, nutritionally balanced and soil-friendly food grown without the harmful impact of pesticide residues are being produced for Australian consumers by the nation's most innovative farmer group, Australian Soil Planners, which has members across Australia and New Zealand, utilises natural-based fertilisers, which enhances soil biology and increases soil carbon each year.
The ground's just cycling and making its own nitrogen.
This ground's had no nitrogen input at all. What this crop's growing off is what's coming out of the atmosphere and what's broken down in the soil from previous crops. So to grow a crop with no added N, it's quite unbelievable.
This means ASP certified grains include all trace elements long missing from the nation's over-farmed and fragile landscapes, ensuring those long missing nutrients vital to human health end up on your plate. ASP's initiative represents a massive rethink of the supply chain which has been failing consumers and farmers for decades. With many current farming systems, the supply chain favours high yields rather than profitability. Amid growing concerns, synthetic input overuse can actually deplete soil fertility and produce food of a high nitrate level.
We haven't had rain here for probably nearly a month now, and to still have moisture and worms in the top 4 or 5 inches or 10 centimetres, it's pretty amazing.
ASP has focused their efforts on researching methods that optimise soil fertility and in turn maximise profits for the farmer whilst delivering a higher quality product to the consumer and better environmental outcomes for all. ASP standard labelling is restricted to select farmers who follow rigid protocols and record keeping. These stringent rules will give consumers confidence that they're sourcing sustainably grown produce, which ASP believes provides superior nutrient density to both organic and conventionally grown crops. This farming system is the next logical step from the no-till revolution, which has done so much to reduce national soil erosion.
It just doesn't feel like dirt, it's just light and airy.
ASP Standard also ensures no produce is grown in paddocks which have had prohibited inputs or genetically modified organisms for a minimum 3 years. This root-rich environment allows plants to draw in nutrients thanks to increased biological activity, while also providing increased soil water holding capacity.
Having those extra roots, I think that just holds that moisture and I think, look, and having that air in there, unless you've got the air and oxygen in that soil, how can anything live if you haven't got air in there? If it's hard and compacted and waterlogged, and no roots, who'd want to live there?
Each seed goes into the ground with ASP's unique liquid nutrient system. This encases the seed in nutrient richness, which is at the heart of ASP's system. Before gaining ASP certification, all grain is sent for independent pesticide residue testing. Many consumers are chasing that guarantee, given recent food poisoning outbreaks originating from non-inspected imported foodstuffs. Processors have been looking for a new standard so they can satisfy the huge and increasing demand for bona fide clean green food. For more than 3 decades, Gunnedar's Whole Grain Milling Company has been providing high-quality organic flour to niche bakers across the eastern seaboard. Now the family-focused company is looking to market ASP certified produce to cater for people who care about what they eat, where it comes from and how it's grown.
Well, this is driven mainly from the shortfall in supply and the increase in demand of certified organic product. We've been associated with organics now for well in excess of 30 years, and we've never seen times like we're experiencing right now. Well, moving forward, we've developed the system called the Sustainable Farming System, which is developed by Australian Soil Planners. It's a fully sustainable system which we've taken since 2006 to develop. It certainly focuses on nutrient-rich soil, and there's a lot of focus on getting the microorganisms active in the soil, so hence we develop and grow a far more nutritious grain.
Developed by practical farmers, agronomists and soil experts over the past decade, ASP understands the relationship between soil and plant health. The ASP system focuses on building better soil health and nutrition by eliminating practices and products which are harmful to soil or human health. Farms using the ASP system consequently produce healthier plants that are less susceptible to disease and insect attack. Produce grown under the ASP standard therefore has a reduced reliance on pest control measures and delivers an overall nutritionally superior product to the consumer. The ASP certified system will not be for every farmer, but for primary producers looking to improve on-farm practices as well as aligning their business to industry best practice, then the ASP certified system will be a natural progression from conventional farming practices towards a system which delivers the ultimate in sustainable farming, focusing on sustainable environments, communities and farming businesses.
The transition into sustainable farming practices is far more financially viable and far more feasible from a work practices and a farming practices situation. We face them through a similar certification and auditable process as we do organics, but we are more sympathetic to the viability of the farmer while they're going through that transition. Earthworms are the lifeblood of the soil, and along with the nutritional inputs that we put through the sustainable farming system, the higher carbon levels, the higher microorganisms present within the soil structure, we get far better root growth, healthier plants and far more nutritional produce from the grains that we're growing.
The ASP standard takes quality assurance to a new level. Whereas organic foods relate to a lack of chemicals, ASP standard assures consumers the soil in which the food is grown has been returned to a biologically active state, which means all the nutrients lost in our degraded soil bank are reinstated. Australian Soil Planners has a quadruple bottom line ethos. The regeneration of Australia's fragile soils which have lost so much carbon and fertility. Slash the huge and ever-increasing costs of imported synthetic farm inputs. Equitable farm gate prices for farmers so they can survive to constantly improve their soils. Produce the healthiest food possible for consumers at a price mainstream Australians can afford. Taste the difference.